Session today. We can come into child's pose and rest here for a few moments just to check in, see where we are right now. Maybe bring the knees a little bit wide, walk the hands forward, allow the chest to drop down. And maybe see whether you're able to, if there's a gap between the chest and the body and the floor, perhaps getting a cushion or something to close the gap. Taking some time to connect to your breath, inhaling deeply. Exhaling slowly and gently. Deep breath in. And long and slow breath out. Melting the heart, the chest down into the ground a little bit more. Using your breath to relax into the pose. And perhaps use some time to set any intentions you like for your practice today. What do you hope to achieve or benefit from? Is there anything you'd like to let go from your week? Something that's been niggling in the back of your mind? Are you able to give it permission to let go, to release? And so from here, let's press into the hands, lifting up slowly, walking the knees in slightly so that the hips and shoulders are in line. Then we'll walk the hands forward into puppy stretch, pressing the arms, the head, the chest, you lowering it down into the floor. Try not to arch your lower back here, so try to draw the belly in towards your spine, allowing the alignment with the knees and the hips to be maintained. So if you find that those are not in alignment, try to maybe adjust yourself slightly. Engage your core slightly to protect the back. Melting the chest down into the ground. Connecting to your breath. Now slowly keep the forearms into the floor and slide your body forward, sinking your hips down into the ground. Lifting the chest up as you press the hips down. Relax your shoulders away from the neck. You can gaze forward or slightly lift the chin up and the head back. Try to lengthen the legs back and not to dip your chest forward, but to really lift it open. Lift the heart opening up the front of the body, breathing deeply. Keep stretching the legs back. And then from here, if you like, you can lift that right leg off the ground, maybe an inch or so off the ground, and try to reach it back as if someone's pulling the leg back without leaning to one side. So try not to lean towards that left side. Keep your hips square. And also the chest is still lifting here. So you're not, again, collapsing forward. You're still pressing into the arms and lift. Gently release down. We'll go to the left side. Lifting and extending it back. Chest is opening still. Hips are square. Breathing deeply. And then releasing that leg down. We'll bring both legs up, stretching the back. Lift gently the legs and the chest, releasing them down. And then elbows out, chest, head down to the floor. Roll the head gently side to side, releasing any tension from the neck and the shoulders. And slowly lift up again. So check that your forearms in line with your shoulders, or you can even slightly bring the elbows forward if you prefer. So now, as we extend that right leg back, stretch it back, see if you can lift that left arm and extend it in front of you. Breathe deeply. And release down, arm and leg, lifting the leg up, stretching it back, right arm lifts, extend forward, reaching the left leg back, and release. And now again, right leg, left arm, keeping the right forearm down into the ground, stretching either side, and release, arm and leg. Now left leg, right arm, lift and extend, breathe. Make sure the body is still square towards the floor, and release the leg and the arm down. Elbows out, chest and forehead down. Take a breath or two. And bring the arms now alongside the body, so palms are touching the thighs, the side of the thighs, the legs. And now lift the head and chest up, and try to reach your fingertips down the legs. Breathe and open up. And exhale to lower slowly, gently down. Take a big breath in. Exhale. And inhale again, lifting up. Squeeze the blades, lift the chest up, sliding your fingers down the leg. And exhale, lowering down. Big breath in, long and slow breath out. Next time you inhale, we're going to lift up again. Reach the shoulder blades. back and down. Now lift your legs as well, maybe an inch or so off the ground. Keep breathing. Use the muscles in your back to lift up. Hold and breathe. And release gently down. Breathe deeply. Once bring the hands underneath the shoulders, pressing into the palms, lifting up, push back into child's pose. Just checking in with your back for a few moments. Slowly come up. Let's sit up for all fours. So you want your hips to be in line with the knees, and then shoulders and wrist in line. And we'll do a few cats and cow here. So make sure that your hands are firm into the ground. You're not just putting weight in the wrist. And dropping the belly down. Looking forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades together as you open up the chest. And then slowly rounding chin to chest, draw the belly into the spine. Inhale, open. Take a breath. And exhale to round and contract. Inhale. And exhale. One more time, going at your own pace. And then coming back to center, we'll do some rotation with the hips, so you can start a right or left. Go down towards your heels, then the opposite way, then forwards. So try to go into each corner. Feeling the sensations in each position. Then come back to center and start the opposite direction. And come back to center again. So we'll do thread the needle. So from a flat back, let's inhale and stretch that right arm up to the sky, look up. Exhale, and we're going to link the arm through, but we're not going to bring our shoulder down yet. So you're reaching through as if someone's pulling the arm, and then inhale, come back up. Reach up to the sky. Exhale, same thing. Reach it through. Inhale, one more. And now as you exhale, lowering the shoulder down to the ground, lowering that right ear to the ground. And you have the option here to keep that left hand in position, or you can extend it straight ahead. Try to shift the hips back towards the right side. So my hips have a tendency to move to the left. Maybe yours does the same, maybe not. But if it has, then try to make adjustments and draw the belly in again. Breathing deeply. Feel into the twist and the side stretch in the body. Deep breath. Try to deepen the inhalation, lengthen the exhalation as much as you can. If you like, here is another option. You can curl the left toes and slowly press into the toes and lift the knee off the ground. Maybe sliding that foot slightly back and squaring the hip towards the floor. So not opening up to that left side, but down towards the ground. Deep breath in. And then slowly lower the knee down. Walk that left hand back in and press up and come back into position. So check your alignment again, flat back. We'll do thread the needle again. So on the left side, lift and extend the left arm up. Look up towards your fingers and then exhale, linking it through, reaching it. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale, linking through. Last one, inhale and exhale. Now bring the shoulder down towards the ground, ear towards the ground, checking the hips, and you can maybe extend that right arm. Deep breath in, long and slow breath out. Abdominals are active. Noticing the stretch on this side, how it feels for you. And then if you like, you can curl the toes and lift the knee off the ground, pressing that heel down towards the floor. Make sure the hips are square towards the ground as opposed to opening up to the right side. Deep breath. And let's lower the knee down. Walk that right hand back into position, pressing into the arm and lifting up. And checking your alignment again, maybe making any movements that you need to maybe a couple of cats and cow, just to realign the spine a little bit here. And then push back into child's pose and just hover the hips over your heels and try to be light on the hands. So again, engaging your core, dropping the shoulders and feel the stretch in the lower back. Relax the neck. Breathe. And slowly push all the way down, lowering the hips down towards the heels and forehead down to the ground. Take a breath or two. Check in with your heart rate. And observe what's taking place. So we're going to come back onto all fours and do a little bit more work here. So checking your alignment again, and if you find that you have some pressure in your wrist, maybe try to engage the hands fully, so the fingers, the knuckles, the balls of the hands. If it's still not working, you can always make a fist and do that instead if you find that it's still a little bit agitated. So we're going to extend now the right leg, pressing that right heel back. Keep your back nice and flat so you're not arching your lower back. You're drawing the belly into the spine and square the hip down towards the floor. Now you can extend your left arm. Make sure that the right hand is fully engaged. Again, breathe. Then release here. We'll go to the left side. So left leg extends, keeping the hip square, pressing that heel back. And then extend your right arm. Belly into the spine, keeping your core nice and tight. Hold. And slowly release down. We'll go back to right leg, extend. Left arm. Core tight. So you can choose to stay here if this is enough for you. Otherwise, we can bend our arm and leg and bring the elbow and the knee in towards each other. So drawing it in, contract as you come in. Breathe deeply. About 3 more of these. Last one. And then slowly release. Maybe curl the toes and turn the palms up, walk them in. So you're kind of sitting on your heels. If you like, you can lean a little bit forward into the hands. So stretching them out before we go on to the other side. And then bring the hands back into position. Checking your alignment again. Now left leg extends, keep the hips square, your core contracted, right arm extends. Deep breath. Find that balance. If you're happy to stay here, stay. Otherwise, knee and elbow in towards each other, contract, extend 4 more. Keep going. Last one. Then release down. Curl the toes. Bring the forearms into the floor now and turn the palms up. Drop the head. Breathe. Try to relax your shoulders as much as possible here. And then slowly bring the hands back in. We're going to come back to that right leg and the left arm. This time you can either stay here or bend the right leg with the foot up to the sky and see if you can lift that knee up. Option to stay here, or maybe bring that hand to the right leg and see if you can really press back into that hand and lift the leg up a little bit more. So here now your back is arching for sure, balancing and a back bend, and then slowly releasing down. So extending that left leg, right arm. Breathe deeply, draw the belly in. Now pressing the sole of that foot up to the sky, and see if you can lift the knee up slightly higher, maybe in line with the hips if at all possible. Option to stay here, or see if you can hold on to the toes with your right hand and lift the knee up. Breathe deeply, find your balance. And then gently release down. Let's press back into child's pose. Turn the palms facing up. Roll the head gently side to side. Breathe deeply. So extending the arms in front of us, coming into down dog, curling the toes, lifting the knees and hips up, drawing the belly into the spine. And maybe paddling the legs, so as you press one heel down into the ground, you're lifting the opposite heel off the ground. Arms are straight and hands are actively pressing down into the ground and then swapping sides. So trying to allow the movements to be mindful. Noticing the sensations in the body as you do the movements. And pressing both heels back down into the ground. Maybe walking the feet slightly in, bending the knees and really allowing the chest to melt down a little bit more into the ground. Deep breath, relax your neck. And then straightening up and walking your feet forward very slowly. Ragdoll forward fold, you can allow the arms to hang or maybe hold onto the elbows in front of you. Maybe swaying side to side. Feel the decompression of the spine, the space creates in between each vertebra. We'll stay here, or we can bring our hands now under your feet, so lifting one foot up at a time, then bringing the hands under the feet, so the feet pressing down into the hand. Soften the knees, keep the arms straight, and feel the stretch in the upper of the back, particularly the lower back. Breathe. Are you able to relax a little bit more into this pose? And then releasing one at a time. Maybe nodding the head very gently, yes or no, a few times. Slowly and gently tuck the chin towards your chest. Let's start to restack the spine in place. Nice and slow. Lifting up. Let's come to the top of the mat. Find your center. Find the center of your body. Keeping the arms relaxed. Connecting to your breath once again. Deep breath in, inhale. Exhale, stretch the arms up, reach up to the sky. Maybe pressing the hips gently forward. And exhale. Coming forward, halfway lift, hands maybe onto the shins, or you can use blocks here. Flat back, draw the belly in, look forward, and exhale, fold. Inhale, stretch up, reach up to the sky. Pressing the hips forward, opening up the front of the body. Exhale, palms together. We'll do that a couple more times. Deep breath. Inhale. Exhale, stretch up. Reach back. Let's come forward. Halfway lift. All the way down. Inhale, stretch up. Reach up and back. Exhale, palms together. Relax. Inhale, stretch up. Arch back. Exhale, fold. All the way down. We'll bring the hands to the floor and we'll step the legs back into down dog. Right leg rises up. Bending the knee, opening up the hip. Keeping your arms straight as much as you can. And then squaring the hip. Stepping that foot forward. Maybe straighten that leg for a moment as you keep your hands as they are. Look forward. Drop your shoulders. Keep the hips square. You can feel those stretches in the back of the leg. And now bending the knee, right knee, lowering that left knee down. Pointing the left toes back. We'll bring the hands into prayer position. You want to try and keep the alignment with the right knee and ankle in line with each other as much as you can. Elbows lift up slightly out to the sides. We're going to turn and bring the arms towards the right side. Feeling that twist here, so the hips are square in front of us and we're moving the upper body. Come back to center and we'll go to the left. Arms are still extending. Find your balance, engaging the core. Breathe deeply. Inhale, center, and stretch up, reach up to the sky. Sink the hips down. See if you can maybe find a little bit of a back bend here. Arching back slightly. Slowly come forward. Hands to the floor. Taking plank. Shoulders over wrist. And exhaling down. Inhale, cobra. Drop your shoulders away from the neck. Look up. Tucking the toes. Down dog. Breathe deeply. Left leg rises up. Bending that knee, opening up. Keeping your arms straight as much as you can. And then squaring the hip. And stepping that leg, that foot forward. So before we bend our knee, we're going to keep that leg straight, square your hips, keep the hands as they are and just look forward slightly, dropping the shoulders, breathe deeply. Now, bending that left knee, lowering your right knee down, pointing the toes, and come up, bring the hands to prayer, opening up the elbows to the side. Keep your left knee and ankle in line, but your shoulders are still relaxed even though the elbows are lifting. We're going to turn towards the left side, finding your twist here. Breathe. Keep your hips squared in front of you. Center and towards the right side. Breathe. Center again. Inhale up. Sinking your hips down. Maybe gently arch back, finding a little bit of a back bend. Slowly come forward, hands to the floor, plank. Exhale to lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Right leg rises up. Bending the knee, opening up the hip. Squaring the hip. Bring that knee to the left elbow. Come up to the right elbow. Come up. Twice more on each side. Going at your own rhythm, your own pace, keeping your core nice and tight. And then stepping that foot forward, lowering the knee down. Maybe coming onto the fingertips or using blocks to lift the chest up. Maybe curling those left toes and lifting the knee up. From here, if you like, you can come up now. Maybe use your hands to press into the thigh. Stretch, arms up. Breathe. And then arms to the side. Legs are nice and strong, hips are square in front of you. Turn the left toes to the short edge of the mat. Keep that right knee bent. And warrior two. Look forward towards your right fingers. Try to keep this alignment of your shoulders over the hips as opposed to it leaning forward to one side. So just checking your alignment. Now we're going to keep our legs as they are and go into a reverse. So left hand right to the leg, right arm against your ear. So keep that right knee pressing out, breathe deeply and come up. And again. Come back up. Now straighten that right leg. We'll come into triangle. Lowering right hand down, left arm can go up or maybe across towards your ear. You can keep that right arm there or maybe bring it behind your back. Keep pressing the left hip back, opening up the side body. Now turn towards the right leg, lower that left hand down and then release the right hand down. Hold onto the right leg. Breathe. Deep breath. Relax your shoulders, your neck. Curl the left toes. Step right leg back, plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a couple of breaths. Left leg rises up. And bending the knee, opening up the hip. And then squaring the hip. And we'll bring that left knee to the right elbow, up to the left one. Twice more. Keep your core tight as you continue at your own pace. Keep breathing. Stepping left foot forward. Deep breath, lowering that right knee down, coming onto the fingertips or using your blocks to lift the chest up. Breathe deeply. Check in with your breath, your heart rate. Maybe feel like curling onto the toes and lifting the knee up. And when you're ready, engaging the core and lifting up. Trying to maintain the alignment with the knee and ankle, keeping your hips square in front of you. Deep breath. Feel the legs engaging and working. And then bring your arms to the sides. keeping them shoulder height, belly into the spine. And again, your shoulders stacked over the hips. We're going to turn now the right foot to the short edge of the mat into warrior two. Look towards your left fingers, and that left knee is pressing open as opposed to it going in. You're pushing it out. Breathe. Catch your breath. Then lowering that right arm, left arm against your ear into reverse. Keep the legs exactly as they are. Inhale back to warrior two. Next time you exhale, reverse. Inhale, straightening that left leg, triangle. Either arm straight up or against your ear, pressing the right hip back. And you can even bring that left arm behind your back. Breathe deeply. The legs are nice and strong. And then slowly lowering the right hand down. And then lower the left hand down towards the left leg. Fold onto the left leg. Relax your neck and your shoulders. Keep breathing deeply. We'll come into plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Right leg rises up. Bending the knee. Squaring the hip and bring that knee in between the hands into pigeon pose. And you have the option here, depending on your flexibility with your hips, where you want the right heel. So you can have it close to that left hip, or maybe more of a alignment with the knee and the ankle. But if you're doing whatever you're doing, you don't want to lean towards this right side. Your hips should be still square. Walking the hands forward, resting the forearms, the forehead onto the forearms or on a block. Extend the left leg as far back as you can. Relax your upper body. Keep breathing deeply. So you have the option to stay here or bringing that left arm and thread it through the right, like we did in the beginning on all fours. And then now bring the left ear to the floor. Again, you can bring that right arm behind your back to maybe rest onto the lower back. Breathe deeply. And slowly bring that right hand into the floor, pressing into the hand, lift up. Walk the hands back. Open up the chest. Breathe deeply, keep sinking that left hip down into the ground. And slowly chin to chest. Let's bring the hands into the floor. And we'll take plank, or you can sink down into up dog. So as we're here, We're lifting our chest. Your hips and your legs are off the floor. And now we're going to bring that right foot behind and come into a bit of a wild thing. So you can bend your right leg, pressing that foot down into the floor, extend your right arm back. And then slowly sink the hips down, right hand to the floor. Exhale to lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Take a breath or two. Breathe deeply. Left leg rises up. Bending the knee, squaring the hip. Bring that knee in between the hands and making whatever adjustments that you need so that you can make sure that the hips are square as opposed to the right hip now lifting up and you're leaning too much to the left side. So you notice one side is a lot more flexible than the other. You might not be able to do the exact same thing. Walk the hands forward, resting your forehead. Relaxing the upper body as much as you can. Extend the right leg back. Breathe deeply, connect to your breath. And then as a second option, we can do thread the needle here. So lifting up slightly and linking that right arm through, pressing the left hand into the floor for support, lowering the right ear down to the floor. And if you like, you can bring that left hand onto the lower back. So find that position that's completely good for you, not to go beyond your edge. Really important that you listen to the wisdom of your body. You never want to go past those edge when you feel pinching sensations. That's an indication you've gone too far. If it's something that you can breathe into and it eases, then that's fine. Now slowly bring that left hand back into position, pressing into your arm, lifting up. And let's walk the hands back, keeping the hips square. Reach the arms back towards your hips and arch back. Find a bit of a back bend here. Slowly chin forward, hands into the floor. Take your time to find your up dog. So pointing your toes back so you're on the top of the feet. Lifting your hips and knees, legs off the ground. And now we're going to bring that left foot down and bend the knee. Lift up, pressing into that right foot and right hand. Reach the left arm against your ear. Find your variation of wild thing, whatever it means to you. Lowering the hips, bring that left hand back into the floor, right and left foot into the floor. Exhale to lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Breathe deeply. Lower the knees. You can bring the knees wide apart, big toes to touch, and press the hips down, wide-legged child's pose. Resting your back. Breathe deeply. Check your heart rate. And are you able to slow the breath down, deepening the inhalation, lengthen the exhalation. Let's bring the hands under the shoulders, lifting up slowly. Allow the head to be the last thing to come up. And we'll come to lay on our backs. Let's hug the knees into the chest. If you want to stay in one position, you can. Otherwise, maybe roll gently side to side. Let's bring the arms maybe above the head or extending in, out in line with your shoulders. Drop the legs towards the right side. And stacking that left leg over the right, creating space between the left shoulder and the hip. Breathing deeply. Slowly come back to center. And we'll drop the legs towards the left side. Now creating space between the right hip and the shoulder. Make sure your right shoulder is still on the ground. Allowing your breath to slow down. Gently back to center. And we can prepare now for final relaxation. So you can get socks, sleeves on, blankets, maybe pillows behind your knees or also behind the head. Get comfortable. If the back feels sensitive, you can bend your knees and allow the knees to drop towards each other, feet apart, hands resting on the abdomen or alongside the body. Check that your lower back and shoulder blades are nicely relaxed, chin to chest, eyes closed. Deep breath in, long and slow breath out. See whether you can deepen the inhalation, lengthen the exhalation. Perhaps inhaling for 3 or 4 counts and out for 6 or 8 counts or as long as you can. See if you can relax a little bit more into the ground with your breath. And feel the whole body melting into the ground with every breath out. Feel the relaxation with every breath in. Feel the energy. Feel the toxins being released as you exhale. And prana into the body as you inhale. The longer you can make the exhalation, the more toxins can release and create space for fresh oxygen, nutrients to the brain, to the cells, to the whole body. Feel everything slowing down more and more into the ground. Now begin to move our fingers and our toes. Bringing the awareness back to the body, stretching the arms above the head, legs together. Stretching nice and long. And hugging the knees into the chest. Forehead up to the knees. Rolling to one side and slowly come up into a seated position. Taking a moment to feel the effects of your practice, closing the eyes. As you inhale, stretch the arms out to the sides, palms are facing up, reaching up to the sky, drawing the palms together. And as you exhale, draw the palms to the heart space. Taking a moment to honor the light within. Taking a bow, namaste. Thank you, everyone.